This is the March 24th replay of our live training and coaching call. We got a lot of people that are about to get on. Right now, I'm sitting here with Janelle and Vidiana, and I'm holding a book right here in front of the camera. I don't know if you can see it, but it is 177 Mental Toughness Secrets of the World Class. 177 Mental Toughness Secrets of the World Class. It's written by Steve Siebold. I think that's how you pronounce it. The thought processes, habits, and philosophies of the great ones. Now, this is something I've been reading before going to bed. And the reason I want all you guys to read this before going to bed is because it's one of those books, you've probably had one of them, like the Daily Stoic, where it has one chapter basically per page. So the way this book is laid out is that it has basically one mental toughness secret per page. So it's one per page. And so what I do is I read one or two before I go to bed. Now, first off, before I get into the book, you should know that if you exercise your eyes before going to bed, and exercising your eyes is literally just reading, you're just moving your eyes back and forth, then you're moving the muscles in your eyes. The muscles of your eyes are connected to through this connection with your brain, and your brain through the vagus nerve is connected to your heart. If you move your eyes often, you're basically telling your brain, hey, we need to lower our heart rate because basically your eyes are connected to your brain, which is connected to your heart. And by you moving your eyes around, you will lower your heart rate. And that's why a lot of times, if you read just a couple pages before you go to bed, you will always get into or fall asleep a lot better, a lot faster. So that's why I think everybody should read at least one or two or three pages before going to bed. The way I do it is not the greatest, but I just put my phone, I put the flashlight on my phone, and then I lay that on my stomach, and then I just read it. And then I have all of the lights off, and then I read a couple pages, and then I turn it off, and then boom, I fall asleep. Put my eye mask on, boom, I'm out. And then while I'm sleeping, what I always do is I put on Spotify. And on Spotify, I have this, it's called deep brown noise. There's also red noise, pink noise, white noise, whatever. I have deep brown noise. And yeah, I just play it. It's like a 12-hour track. And here's what it sounds like. Yeah, man, I don't know if you guys can hear that, but that's all it is. It's like constant wind. So anyway, that's what I sleep to. But back to the book. Let me turn this off before I fall asleep. Back to the book, 177 Mental Toughness Secrets of the World Class. You read one page per night. Now, every single page is gold, but I wanted to share this one with you guys. It talks about the difference between average and champions, or average and the world class. So champions always strive for greater competence. Amateur performers, they're often good at memorizing and learning bits and pieces of information, just as they were taught to do in school. Champions know that memorizing data, especially now, is worth nothing. So champions are focused on becoming competent at what they do, and they leave the information gathering to someone else. Most people will worry about job security and the return of poor economic conditions. Champions, on the other hand, they spend all their time building and improving their attitude, their skills, and their knowledge in their chosen field. And when they're laser focused like this, that channels all their energy directly into the building blocks of their competency. So the future belongs to the competent, both in their field and in terms of controlling and directing your emotions. But then again, it always has. So focus on what you can improve yourself upon versus worrying about poor conditions, because you always get what you think about. You always, always, always get what you think about. There's actually science behind it. Don't want to get too deep right here, but it has to do with your reticular activation system in your brain, where if you start thinking about red sports cars, all of a sudden you're going to see only red sports cars on the road. You're going to start thinking about poverty, you're going to notice poverty everywhere. You start thinking about abundance, then you're going to start seeing abundance. You're going to see opportunities. That's why luck, consistent effort creates luck. So the next one is champions develop bravery in the battle for their dream. So world-class performers know that facing your biggest doubts, facing your biggest fears, facing your biggest worries, that is the ultimate challenge, and therefore you will always have to exercise a substantial amount of bravery in your life. You must be willing to endure sleepless nights and endless worries as you walk the razor's edge because you're profoundly aware that one small slip could send everything you've built crashing down, yet you continue to build. And you will often be criticized. You will often be ridiculed by the masses, which will see you as a threat to their lack of engagement in life. So let me repeat that real quick. When you strive to do big things and you take big risks, you will often be criticized. You'll be ridiculed by the masses because they see you as a threat to their lack of engagement in life. Champions accept this fact that the end result to life is the same for everyone. And since no one will survive in the end, there is no percentage in playing it safe. So, what average people see as unnecessary risk taking, champions view as playing the game while there's still time left on the clock. They have the guts and they have the bravery to face the truth and take risks that make the masses squirm. Now, on that note, my own opinion on that is that if you watch the media, what does the media cater to? To weaklings, right? Victims, general big part of society. And if you're in good shape, by default, you are in the top echelon of society, especially nowadays. It's only getting that polarity is only getting more and more. Yes, food industry is really bad in America. Yes, it's unfortunate that healthy food is expensive. You can always be creative. Where there's a will, there's a way. So the way your own health is just a beacon of how you take care of yourself and your own mindset. Now I can keep going on and on about this book, but yeah. Uh, last one, real quick. Let's do this one real quick. Champions are decisive. Average people, they're timid. They lack confidence in their own judgment. Champions, on their hand, they're known for their ability to make decisions, especially under pressure. The difference is courage and confidence. Even the best leaders are uncertain about their decisions in an environment of unprecedented change. The difference is their willingness to make a decision and take full responsibility for the outcome. Amateurs, they play not to lose and procrastinate because they fear making a mistake. The great ones know that mistakes will be made and corrected. Their willingness to assume responsibility for the decisions eliminates the need to gather more input than is absolutely necessary. So, ready, shoot, aim. Developing a sound decision making process while understanding every decision is somewhat a gamble is the foundation of superior leadership. Professional performers can lead people and organizations effectively under such high pressure constraints because they possess the self trust necessary to make decisions without fear. Generally speaking, the higher the leadership position, the greater and the deeper the leader's self trust must be. Courage, self trust, and the willingness to assume full responsibility for the outcomes of their decisions are mandatory traits of competent and effective leaders. Anyway, get this book 177 Mental Toughness Secrets of the World Class. And the reason why I'm all about this right now is because I've read all these books. You probably have too. I mean, we've all read Think and Grow Rich. If you haven't read Think and Grow Rich, oh, that's like you're telling me you haven't seen Interstellar yet. That's like you telling me you don't like 2000s R&B or 90s R&B. That's like you telling me you haven't listened to all of DMX's albums. That's like you telling me you haven't even made an acai bowl yet. Who are you even? But we've all read these books, right? Um, the reason, I don't know, the reason why it's making such an impact on me right now is because I don't know, maybe because I'm 42 and I see things differently now. But when I came to America when I was 23. Uh, yeah, yeah, when I was 23, and then I was an engineer and all that stuff, and I wasn't listening to any of this stuff. I wasn't reading any of this stuff. I was listening to DMX and all that. But then somebody led me on to Jim Rohn, and then eventually I got onto Napoleon Hill of Think and Grow Rich, and then it just blew my mind. But I was in my 20s, you know. So then you start listening to these things like self-help books and How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie and all that. And then it really helped me build my business and all that. But then you just kind of like take it for granted, because it's all the same. But now that I'm in my 40s, like I just realized that it's essential to, like, you only get better, you get worse. And if you become what you put into your mind. And if you stop with this stuff, if you stop exercising your brain, your life will get worse. There is no coasting, there is no comfort. And it's almost to the point where, I don't know, I'll love to get your guys' feedback on this, but it's almost to the point where almost everything is a lie. And what I mean is, what do we all work for? To get the big house, to get the big beach house, live on the beach. We all want to live on the beach. We all want to work, go to the beach, we want to go on vacation. We want to live that luxury life. We want to get all the big, nice things. But then you have it, and then where is the fulfillment going to come from? So I really think that your fulfillment comes from what you do. You are what you do to a certain extent. Because let's say you had everything, and I'm going to say something really offensive right now to, well, probably not you guys, but I've trained a lot of housewives who had all their needs were met. Their husbands were making good money, and the housewives, the kids were already out of the house. I mean, they were the most miserable people out there. They were so miserable. They had all the free time in the world. They were just had every reason, every opportunity to work out, eat right, all the financial, unlimited finances, everything. Yet they had the most amount of excuses because they had nothing to direct their purpose to. They had no fulfillment. So I think, at the very least, as a human being, it's our duty to exercise our brain. And I don't want to get into religion or anything, but I think for a lot of people, reading the Bible and doing religion it's kind of like a forced way for them to read stuff like this. But if you're not, I'm not very religious myself, so I rely on books like this. I'm not saying one is better than the other, because in the end of the day, it all comes kind of down to the same thing: taking responsibility for your own actions and all just the principles. So anyway, now that I'm in my 40s, I see it a lot differently. With that said, let's talk about cottage cheese. Just kidding. But you want to go around, like, what's your favorite self-help book? If you have one, I don't want to like go around. Just post if you want to just unmute yourself or oh, Janora, thanks for sharing the link. So yeah, guys, if you're on Zoom, the link to the book is in the chat, and it's 10 smackers. Smackers is dollars. 9.99. By the way, guys, just get Audible. Get those credits. Oh no, wait a minute. Don't get an Audible. Get it on paperback. Well, that's what I'm saying. You gotta read it on paperback. Paperback is $10. Does anybody have like a book that they're reading? Or like one book where like you read it and you were like, oh God, that's just like exploded your mind. Or really made you change your ways.
Oh, I have a book. There is the book. I don't remember the author, but I'll run upstairs and go get it. It's called The Power of Your Words.
Okay.
And what it speaks about is the power of your words. And one story inside of the book, there was a teacher and there was a young boy in the class and he didn't speak well. He was bullied, whatnot, but she took a hold of him. He was failing, but she took a hold of him and she encouraged him. And just the words that she spoke, it just brought life to him. And later on the book, it speaks of a boy that was failing school, that was bullied. He became a doctor
Mm.
and he remembered that teacher and how she encouraged him, how she spoke to him, how just her words. And I think it's very important how we speak to ourselves and how we speak life into other people. So that book or that story inside that book really spoke to me because I want to be very careful on how I speak to others, how I speak life into them, even though, if I am stern with them or I have to correct them, I would say it in a way that will just encourage them, but some things that they need to hear to help them grow. But I
Yeah.
love that book. I'm going to run upstairs and find that book.
I think it's by Dawn Decree. Is
I
that
don't
no? It's yeah,
know.
there's a or John Eckhart. But yeah, no, that's awesome.
It was by a female, but
Oh,
I'm gonna go up there and I'm gonna
yeah.
go find the book. So
Yeah, actually there's a lot of books that have that title. So yeah.
yes,
No, that's awesome. Yeah, your words are so heavy. When I in from 2014 to like 2019, I had about I mean, we had fluctuating. We had about 15 to 20 employees at Straight Up Fitness. And I would always tell them, like, your words are so much heavier than you think they are. And sometimes we would have like trainers, say a little bit too much or go a little bit too hard, myself included. And then the clients would complain. And yeah, I always have to remind them, like, what you tell people is going to make such a bigger impact. We always underestimate the power of our own words, 100%, especially how we talk to ourselves. That's so important. That's so important. So, anybody else have a book that they like? 50 Shades of Grey or something? No.
Uh, I'll, I'll say one. It's pretty simple and it kind of goes along with what you said yourself, but it's
T
a mind shift. It's called Mindset by Carol Dweck. I forget. Um, and that one is actually, I haven't touched that book in a while. I read that back when I was in undergrad, and you forget, right? Like, kind of talks about like looking at things either half full or half empty, but in a deeper psychological kind of aspect way, and how you would essentially, change your mindset from having that negative thought. And it teaches you how to kind of use cognitive behavior therapy. Not so in depth, but it's definitely a good book. It's like a self help. I had to read it for a class. However, I think it's very helpful, and it stood out just because like there's certain examples um, that you can use in your everyday life as you
Mm.
move forward in whatever journey it is that you are on, or whatever path, and you can use it in everyday situations. But it's, you have to remember these things in real time, which is kind of hard. So revisiting that book, I think, will be helpful just on a general basis. It's a good read
Yeah.
and it's easy.
Okay. Mindset. I'll definitely check it out. That's good. Um, I think overall the general consensus, the general reminder is just, exercise your brain twice as hard as you want to exercise your body. And if you're watching the replay, or everybody here, just make sure you do that. All right. So read before you go to bed. Mindset is everything. So cliche though. It's very tough. America loves drugs. Like I was telling somebody, we all love the quick fix, and nobody wants to talk about the holistic. Like the truth is usually in the middle. But what do we love? We love the extremes. Like there's a documentary on Netflix right now, Inside the Manosphere, and it's about these guys who talk to young men, like kind of like Andrew Tate, but then like the watered down versions. Um, they get a lot of attention because they're extreme. You got on the flip side, I mean, look at the political system in America. The right and the left, it's getting more and more polarizing. It's getting more and more to the left or to the right. Like people love extremes, but we all know, like deep down, we all know that in the middle, that's what really works. If you're too far on one side or too extreme on one side, you're sacrificing a whole bunch of benefits that you can get from the other side. So, it's just common sense. But that's why talking about mindset and always having a positive mindset, it's just too boring for most people. But it's very easy to let go. What's easy to do is also easy not to do. Yeah. Claudia raised her hand. Yeah. You want to unmute yourself?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. So this is not a book. I was listening to a podcast from Andrew Huberman on meditation because I've often said that I have a hard time meditating. I can't concentrate. So so I saw this episode on the science because he's all about science and something that has been proven. So, anyways, this episode was on meditating to improve your brain health, not just during the meditation, but later. Um, so, what resonated with me is that um, most people that meditate, the first week they're shown the highest anxiety levels. So this is a study that they mentioned. When people start meditating, the first week is the hardest. So instead of becoming calmer or more relaxed that first week, they're more anxious. And that's a good thing, according to this study, because you are putting yourself in an uncomfortable position, or you're kind of fighting this something that you're not used to. So after that week, the people start seeing, I guess, improvement in their focus, their emotional regulation, and just general well-being. So that kind of resonated with me, because when I say I try to meditate, it's just, I'm like, I can't do it. I can't do it for 15, 20 minutes. So something that was mentioned in this podcast was trying it for 5 minutes. So consistency is better than how long you do it. So 5 minutes every day for 30 days, right?
Mm.
And so they mentioned how meditating can also create neuroplasticity, right? So brain changes. And so they talk about the state effects while meditating. How do you feel? You're calm, focused, reduce stress, and then also the trait effects, which is the long-lasting effects of meditating and just becoming a more focused person, even outside of meditation as well. Yeah, so I haven't finished this episode because it's about 2 hours or three. He has very long
Yeah.
podcast episodes, but so far it's making sense, and I associate it with training, with eating, how the first couple weeks are the hardest because you're just kind of putting yourself in something different that you're not used to. And then it kind of gets easier if you continue, right? But it's about consistency. That's it.
No, that's really good feedback. Yeah. Um, so he also talks about, does he also kind of relate that to people who are chronically like can't sit still, they can't relax, like they can't just sit down, uh, like they can't watch a movie, or is that kind of like what he talks about too, about learning how to relax? Or
Well, he talks about himself, Andrew Huberman. I mean, he does meditate, but he does mention that, right? Like always having a to-do list
yeah.
and just being on the go all the time. And so that's why they talked about this 5 minute meditation in 30 days as opposed to 30 minutes a day.
Uh,
So yeah, they mentioned how it's the consistency that's important, even if it's just those 5 minutes. And what's the best meditation? What works with you or for you? So some people like that, they're always busy. You cannot say I don't have 5 minutes, right?
yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's good. I'm gonna start doing that. Is anybody else gonna start doing that?
But
Five
yeah,
minutes a
I'm
day.
good.
Because meditating, does he also say like going for a walk could be meditating?
They do mention, because he does like 20-minute walks, or two or three 15-minute walks. So he said, well, it be during a walk? Can it be done
Hmm.
something like that? So yeah, they say it's meditation. People think it's just like not thinking about anything, but it could be an active meditation. So yeah, I haven't finished
Yeah,
listening
yeah,
to it, but I know that, yeah, they do talk about doing something, yeah, like that.
yeah, yeah. For
I
everybody
went,
watching the, so what?
oh, just real quick, I'm wondering if that's how, maybe not based on that, but what comes to mind is Headspace, which is an app. It's a meditation app. And essentially, you can set up meditations for short periods of time, long period of time. And 5 minutes is one of the starter, right, meditation, where it gives you some time to just like step away from whatever you're doing, whether it's at work or whatever, like walking meditation. And there's another app that I had downloaded, but in any case, it reminded me of that because Headspace has those time frames for folks. So if you need guided meditation, this is one of the apps that you can use for that.
All right. Yeah. Yeah, whatever works. Just don't do it while driving. Sit down. I think routines are so important too. And also another thing to remember is that you really only have 4 to 5 hours of productive work. Like really, everything else is caffeine powered and willpower powered. So you have 4 to 5 hours of productive work. So schedule your day around that. That's also why I'm a big proponent of working out in the morning, because you get your brain going, you supercharge your brain, and then your brain is on all cylinders, and then boom, you get to work. I mean, it's just so much better than waking up. I mean, anything can work, but I just love, uh, getting to work right away after working out. Um, but nobody else has any book recommendations. I know I said I was going to talk about cottage cheese real quick. Oh no, Junmar, go ahead.
I do. Yeah, the last self-help book I read or I listened to, because I do a lot of audio, was The Let Them Theory by Mel
Yeah,
Robbins.
Mel Robbins. Yeah.
It's I think the one of the newer self-help books out there. It's not like an ancient old-timey one. And her thing is it was very useful in that whatever people think, especially in this polarized time that we're in that you talked about, that we all recognize, let them like, and it's a exercise in honoring what you really have control over. And you get so riled up and so like
Mhm.
into changing people's minds or upset with other people for decisions they make, and you just let them. And just the peace that it brings. And it's separated, or the book is organized into like, let them for your relationship, or let them for friend groups. And then it ends with let them, or it changes it to let you in the last chapter, as in let them is part one of her whole theory, as in let them believe whatever they want to believe. But then part two is action for yourself. Like in that case, then let you do X, Y, and Z. So the last chapter really spoke to me in terms of the whole let you part, because we'll see people and we'll like, especially when we're always watching people on our phones through social media, whether it's jealousy that how did they get to do X, Y, and Z and I didn't. So not only are you letting them, or not even that, but like it becomes a blueprint. All right, so if that's how you feel, then let you, as in like, well, then what are you going to do? So it definitely leans into the whole part about accountability for your own actions, taking responsibility for your own life, your own decisions, where you are, but also being free of what other people think or what other people do in their own lives. So I don't know. I liked it. I'd recommend it.
Yeah, yeah. So how did you apply it to your life? Have you or
Oh, absolutely. I
yeah?
mean, that was why the book was recommended to me. You know,
Because I
I'm
know I asked that because it's, let's just say politically, right? Like you say, oh, let them think about what I think, and whatever on whatever side you are. Like again, I'm not to talk against California, or it doesn't really matter. But like that can be scary, like, damn, you're gonna lose a lot of influence, maybe even lose business or whatever, or maybe not even politically, but I don't know,
well,
like
no, I mean
choosing a side.
yeah. So for me, my in-laws are the exact opposite end of the spectrum as I am politically and on a lot of other things. And so it was a way to maintain the relationship while allowing them to be exactly who they are, like
Mm,
finding peace, um,
yeah.
finding peace because, they're my in-laws, they're going to be in our lives. Um, but it's definitely a different end of ideology that we share. So how do we share the same space but let everybody be who they are without, you know, blowing
Yeah.
up the room? So
Yeah. Yeah.
that's why
Learning.
the book was recommended to me, and I got a lot more from the book in addition to letting them.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah. No, I've read her first book and then didn't read their Letting Up Theory, but she's great.
Yeah,
Um,
I like her a lot. She's got a podcast too, if anybody's looking for a podcast to listen to.
yeah.
She's very like salt of the earth kind of lady in tone and delivery.
Yeah. Pretty straight for the uh, blunt, like straight to the point.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
like your
Yeah.
cousin, your sister. Uh, if you had a sister, it'd be
Oh,
Mel
yeah. Yeah.
Robbins.
Yeah. I was like, wait, what? Oh, it's just- yeah. No, I know what you mean. Yeah. Exercise your brain, guys. I just wanted to share a cottage cheese recipe. Total change the subject because I said it in the only reason I said cottage cheese recipe is just to lure people onto the call. Because if you just say mindset and it's like, oh, I don't want to understand that. But real simple. Get cottage cheese, put a couple eggs in there, put some protein powder in there. It can even be unflavored. Mixy, mixy, mixy. Put it in the oven, and you got yourself a brownie. Or um, what you do is you mix it, put it in the pan, and you got high protein pancakes. Then you add some maple syrup. Done. That's your dessert. And it's really that simple. You can put some holy basil seeds in there. But does anybody else have any desserts that they're eating lately? New desserts? No? No. All right. Let's go around real quick. Let's share. Does anybody else have any questions or any obstacles or any wins they want to share? Or you guys just want to talk about Justin Timberlake? Is that what you guys want to talk about? All right.
I guess maybe I have a question.
Yeah,
And
go
I know
ahead.
you've talked about it before. I know our focus is the calorie deficit, but I also want to, again, ask about the timing of our eating. Like, does eating every 3 hours or eating often is does that play, or when you eat, does that play a part into this whole matrix of what we're doing?
Yeah. So in the grand scheme of things, the number one thing that matters is calories in versus calories out. That's the number one thing. So if knowing that to be true, the average woman burns about 2,000 calories a day. So if you are eating 1,500 calories, you're on a 500 calorie deficit. That's 3,500 calories a week, and that's 1 pound of fat per week. Now that's of course in perfect conditions, etc. But with that, you should be losing 1 pound of fat per week. Now that is why if you log all your food for 6 days in a row, but then you don't log it for the seventh day, and you were on 1,500 calories for 6 days, but on the seventh day you ate 2,500 calories, then you're still not going to lose weight, very little. And that's why you need to log your weight every single day. But to answer that question, if you know that you need to, let's say, eat 1,500 calories as a woman, you could eat it all in one shot. You could. It's the exact same thing because it takes 24 hours for your body to do what's called muscle protein synthesis. So it takes 24 hours for your body to take all the proteins and the nutrients and the minerals and the vitamins from the foods and put it into the muscle, put it into the liver, put it into the cells, whatever you ate. However, eating 1,500 calories all at once, it's not great for your digestion. It's also probably going to be hard because that's a lot of food, especially if you're eating real food. Now, if we all go to Taco Bell, we can eat 1,500 calories in a couple bites. Or if we go to Albertsons and we just go to the inner aisles and buy some processed food, yeah, we'll have 1,500 calories in a couple bites. That's how most Americans stay overweight. But if we're eating real food, go to Costco, we get the wild blueberries, go to get the potatoes, get the grass-fed beef, the eggs, and 1,500 calories is going to be a lot of chewing. So that's why you want to divide it up in meals. Now, usually, like I would say 90% of my clients, 95% of my clients, they eat 3 meals a day. Now, does it matter how far you have in between? Well, if you eat first off, let me debunk the myth of eating every 3 hours makes you burn fat. That's not the case. That is a lie that was told in the 90s and 2000s by protein powder companies because they told you that your body can only process 20 to 30 grams of protein per every 2 hours. So, what's the only way to get that in? Boom, bada, boom, bada, boom, protein powder. But it's not true. Your body can process. I mean, I eat 80 grams of protein in one sitting. You guys do too. I see your food logs. So, um, if you eat all 1,500 calories within like 3 or 4 hours, that's still going to leave you full. And that's why you want to spread it apart. And that's the whole reason. That's the whole science behind meal timing. There is no certain time or perfect time. The thing is, though, in regards to your workouts, you do want to have something in your stomach before you work out because you don't want to be too catabolic. Catabolic meaning you're losing muscle, killing muscle because you have nothing in your body. And also, as a woman, you wake up, your cortisol is high in the morning. Your cortisol is already elevated as a woman over 35, 40. Um, by eating, you're bringing your cortisol down. You bring your cortisol down and you fuel your body for the workout. So knowing that to be true, you eat first thing in the morning. Doesn't have to be big, but definitely, any time you eat is going to be at least 250 calories. And if it's anything less than 250, 300 calories, you're not really eating. You're just sniffing. You're just like licking. You're eating a little snack, like a little bite. So then you have 300 calories already before your workout. Well, then you have, let's just say, 1,200 calories left. Well, that's 2 meals of 600. Boom, 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 done. And by the way, 1,500 calories is very, very low. Just getting that out of the way. There's that, eating before your workout. And then lastly, regarding timing, stop eating 3 hours before bed because then your body has sufficient time to digest the food before you lay horizontal, because when you lay horizontal, your food is not going to digest the same. And also it takes your body, it costs your body energy. Your body heart rate actually goes up when you eat because your stomach needs blood in order to digest all the food, so that when you then go lay down, you will then still have a high blood pressure from eating. So that's why I recommend you stop eating 3 hours before you go to bed, so you have everything fully properly digested, and it also reduces the risk of you having to wake up in the middle of the night. So knowing all that to be true, and I'll end my sermon right here, but you eat as soon as you wake up, basically before your workout, because everybody's working out in the morning. Then you eat 2 more meals and you stop eating 3 hours before you go to bed. Well, that kind of already gives you a schedule right there. So you eat in the morning, then you eat something at 12, 1, and then you eat something at 5, 6, or whatever, 3 hours before you go to bed. And that's it. But there's no like special sauce or anything like that. Yeah. Does that kind of answer your question? I know it was a long answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it really goes hand in hand with what Claudia was saying. It's consistency over everything. You eating, I mean, in a perfect world. If anybody listening to this replay, maybe you're on your walk, if you want to 100% guarantee that you lose weight, eat the exact same thing every single day, provided that it's good food and on a calorie deficit. But just eat the same thing every day. Problem solved. It's just one problem about that. We live in America. And there's food everywhere. And we got restaurants everywhere. And we got friends. And we have barbecue sauce. And we have Portos. Oh, and we deserve, oh no, I need variety. I deserve to go out to eat. Anyway, if you just kind of cut out like a little bit of that, like, I need all the food. If you just put your head down and eat the same thing just for 7 days in a row, oh my goodness, put some kiwis in there and put some fiber in there. Oh my goodness. In 7 days, you're gonna walk in and see your sister-in-law, and she's gonna be like looking at you sideways because she hates the way you look because you look so good. Or she's gonna say, "Hey, you look great," if she's more on the loving side. But she's gonna say something because you're gonna look amazing. You're gonna radiate all kinds of energy, and then she's gonna ask you, "What did you do?" And you said, "Oh, I ate the same thing every day for 7 days." And then she's gonna spray Windex on you because she doesn't want to hear that. Ain't nobody got time for that. She's gonna inject herself with GLP, another, both arms right there, boom, boom, and in her stomach. Or what you can do is try to make it really complicated for yourself and try to eat different every single day because, oh, you need variety. Oh, yeah, no, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. If you're struggling right now, and I'm not talking to anybody in particular because I'm mean to the crowd, nice to the individual, but if you're struggling right now, just eat the same thing for 7 days in a row. POR space FAVOR. Or alsjeblieft. That's Dutch for please. Just do it. Get some kiwis, get some eggs, get some oatmeal, and just eat the same thing for 7 days in a row. But you guys are all amazing, though. I really appreciate you guys listening and all that. But I just wanted to say that. Sometimes you need a little bit of a rigorous approach in order to break through your plateau. And then if you also you know how easy it is to log your food if you're eating the same thing every day? You just need like 4 thumb taps. You just go plus, boom, meal, meal, meal. That's it. Oh no, I don't know how to log my food. That's because you keep eating culinary highlights from Italy and you using olive oil imported from Chile and Peru, and you're eating this new pomodoro tomato, whatever. Ugh, just keep it simple. Anyway, I'm sorry. Uh,
Michael,
yeah,
I have a question
yeah. Go
just
ahead.
to help you go back.
Okay, yeah,
Um, so I know I have talked to you personally, just a lot of challenges that are happening in my life. And so I'm sure my cortisol is even higher. And so I'm a person that works out even more. And then there's times these past couple weeks, like I don't feel like eating, but I know I have to because I'm working out and I need the calories to help, to help me um, lose weight. And so I have seen a difference, just to be honest, bowel movements, just everything because of my high cortisol level.
mm,
But just working out more, I know that I can overdo it, but I following the plan. So just that struggle right there. What are your thoughts on that? Another thing, what would you say concerning, oh my goodness. Well, let me go, about just your menstrual cycles. I'm sorry.
yeah.
As far as just the weight difference, is there like a weight difference when you are, a couple of weeks before your menstrual cycle, during your menstrual cycle, and afterwards? Because sometimes I see that and I get upset because the scale is up, and I'm like, oh my goodness. I'm like, I have done what I've needed to do, and then okay, it's time for my menstrual cycle. And so the scale is up and down more or
Yeah.
higher.
Yeah.
My last question is on one of my exercises, it asks me to lift my body weight minus the bar. So am I lifting 45 pounds more than my weight? I guess I got a little confused on that this
Yeah.
past time this time around.
That's the barbell back squat, right? With body weight.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's actually a very hard exercise. So the way that's set up is you put your body weight on the bar. So the bar is 45 pounds. So if you weigh 180, then you put 180 pounds on the barbell. Now, if that's too much, then that's too much. But yeah, so basically you're squatting your weight plus 45 pounds.
Oh, okay. I messed that up.
No, it's fine. Yeah. But if you need to like lower that, that's totally fine. I think I put that in the notes too, because it's a very heavy exercise. Yeah. I think
Okay.
you go all out then, right? Too, right? Like as many reps as possible.
Oh, yes. And so I added the weight and oh my goodness, what did I do? Well, the 45, I say, am I lifting 45 more pounds? So that's what it is. It's my weight plus the bar, which is the 45. So I'm going 45 pounds more than my weight.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So I
Yeah.
didn't do it.
So yeah, if you include the bar, then it's 45 pounds plus your weight. Yeah.
Okay. So
Um,
yeah, I was 45 pounds off. I need to put 45 pounds more.
yeah, but it's a really hard exercise. I mean, it's a lot of people like when I used to do it in person too, a lot of people would only do like 3 or 4 reps because it's so heavy. So yeah. Make sure you have good spotters, safety spotters.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Regarding the workouts, well, working out during your menstrual cycle, go easy during your menstrual cycle or during the menstrual phase, and then in the like 5 or 6 days beforehand, also. So um, it's like the last 2 weeks or the week leading up to it and the week of it being there. That's when you want to go light, and that's also when the weight usually fluctuates then. So in the
Mhm.
other 2 weeks, you track it then too. But really, what it comes down to, if you log your weight every single day, then you know the cycles too. So then you know, all right, during your menstrual cycle, it's going to be a little higher, and then you also know why. So uh, that's what I learned at least from Stacy Sims, is that during your menstrual cycle, um, that's when you want to go lighter in your workouts. Don't do like a 5 rep max or whatever. Go all out, and it's auto regulate. But to answer your first question, regarding you with your cortisol, I make that exact same mistake. I do. Um, I know. I I struggle with that too. I know I have my best body, my best life, and my best mood and my best energy levels when I get 3, 4 workouts a week, and I just kind of just take it easy on the days off, and I just focus on not even getting caffeine in on my days off. And then during those 3 or 4 workouts that I do, I go hard. But you, me, Janora, Patricia, Sarah, Claudia, Janelle, all of us on this call and everybody watching the replay, we're human and we all love working out. So when we have problems, what do? We feel this need to work out. And it's a very weird uh, contradiction where that if you that quantity over quality or quality over quantity is always where it's at. But I struggle with this too. Sometimes I know I need to stop my workout after 45 to 60 minutes. But literally just a couple of days ago, I was doing upper body and I was feeling so good. I like worked out for like almost an hour and 20 minutes. And then I felt it the next day. My elbows were achy. It was like super sore. I was like, yeah, I overdid it. So auto regulating, that's called auto regulating. When you listen to your body and you also just you restrain yourself. And I think that kind of goes hand in hand with like what Claudia was saying with meditating. Just stick to a schedule where you also really calm yourself down. Because if you know your cortisol is high and then you go work out more, it only becomes worse. And then you, if you do that long enough, it changes who you are. Then you turn into that person that just like is always wired. You can't relax. You can't watch a movie anymore. You just can't sit still anymore. You're always just on the go. I'm not saying there's anything necessarily inherently bad with that, but I do think it's important to be able to be a little European here and there and not always a crazy hustle, crazy hustler. So, yeah, it's a mental battle. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. To really adopt the principle of less is more. But what's also the danger of that is that if like if I know I'm only getting 4 workouts a week, well, those are workouts. I mean, everybody listen to this. Like those workouts, let's say it's at 7 a.m. Tomorrow I'm actually working out at 7 a.m. I know I am. So 6:45, I already start getting in the zone. 7 a.m., I start my mobility. I put my earphones on, they go over my ear. I put on my playlist. It's been EDM for the last couple of years, but I put on EDM and I get into my mobility. I don't talk to anyone. I'm in the zone. I get mobility, stretch my hamstrings, stretch my glutes, stretch my stomach out. Boom, 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 boom. Then I do the warm up. Boom, first round kind of sucks. Second round, feeling good. Third round, feeling great. Then I do my plyo push ups. Tomorrow I'm doing weighted pull ups. Then I do my first set. That is all that matters in that moment right there. And if you work out that way, then that is the ultimate stress relief. There is no better stress relief. That is the ultimate stress relief. If you are 100% in the zone. And this is why I know a lot of women, they work out with their hat down low. Like if you want to talk to them, you got to like crawl under them and like do push-ups and look up like, hey, how are you? I don't blame them. Like you have to put blinders on when you work out and be 100% in it. And this is also why I'm not a huge fan of, well, if you're really getting it in the gym, you're really going after it, you cannot mingle with people who are like, oh, yeah, I'm here for the burpees. Like no, you're in it because you're changing your life. So if you have that workout as the ultimate stress relief, and then you will track your progress and you time your rest periods in between, then you really only need 3 to 4 workouts a week. And that's how you get progress. But most people just kind of they come in a couple minutes late or whatever, or they go and then somebody talks to them. Oh, well, I better be friendly. I better talk. Oh, yeah. Let's get some water. Let's check our phone. Oh, yeah. Well, I wasn't able to get everything. I don't even really know what I did on the shoulder press. I don't know. No, 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 no. You track your progress. You time yourself. Boom. Because that is the meat and potatoes of your day right there. It's really, for a lot of you, it's the only time you have to yourself. So why would you waste it? I'm not saying you are, but a lot of people do. So this indirectly answers your question. But if you have those workouts where you go into the gym and you're just like what is it? Stone Cold Steve Austin, like you're stone cold. That will lower cortisol because you're relieving so much stress that you really only need 3 to 4 workouts a week. And I feel like a lot of times people, not just women, men too, they go to the workout and they get like a half workout in. So then they're like, oh, I got to go tomorrow again. And you're just wasting your energy, raising your cortisol for nothing. You're not even getting results. And for a lot of men, they become skinny fat that way. And then what happens? They go into testosterone and then they get all kinds of hormone issues. Yeah. Anyway, I can talk all day about that. But so go hard in your workouts. And yeah, that kind of answers your question. But let's commit to something real quick. Patricia, are you there? Or are you driving? Or oh wow, she just left. Oh no, there she is. No, somebody just left. Oh,
Great. Sorry, I look crazy today.
No, you don't. What are you talking about?
You're gonna ask me?
All I see is a P. What's wrong? I don't know. You look crazy because you're not wearing an LA hat. That's how we're used to.
Oh
That's what we're used
yeah,
to.
I don't have one, but I have my shirt on, so
Oh, there you go.
I'm in my sweatshirt.
That's cool. Well, what I was gonna say is, let's commit to one action, everybody. Let's commit to one thing you're gonna do for the next 7 days. Can be anything. And Trisha, you go first.
I feel stagnant. I feel really stagnant right now with my meals and kind of just life in general. Like I mentioned last week, I've overcommitted myself and kind of in a crazy way, and and I'm taking a step back. So I'm gonna commit myself to eating the same thing for breakfast, lunch, and dinner for the next 7 days. I kind of already am doing it. So
Okay, the exact same thing, including the weekend.
including the weekend. The weekends don't count.
Yeah, thank you. I'm glad I brought that up. Wow, look at Janora rolling her, looking at sideways.
I'm kidding. Yes, I will do it over the weekend.
Janora, I'm gonna send Janora your address.
Let's go. Let's go. I'm ready.
Oh, okay, that's cool. That's great. That's great. All right, so okay, cool. I'll check in with you next week then. Um, Janora, you want to go next?
Yeah, I'm still at step one. I'm gonna weigh myself every day.
Yay.
Good, good.
And
That's where we
maybe I'll
start.
just find, I won't start, but maybe I'll find that one meal for every day.
Um, yeah, I haven't checked my messages yet, but I got I saw that you messaged me on the app.
Yeah, just responding to your check-in or your response to my check-in, which is I'm gonna weigh myself every day. So yeah.
All right. Yeah, you signed up for this abuse. Oh yeah, yeah. Sometimes guys, you log something in the app and it'll say like Soup Plantation or KFC or something. Yeah, and then you log it, but you didn't go there. So it's just kind of an annoying feature. But I see it and I'm like, hey, did you really go there?
Mm.
Yeah, frozen one from Costco. Okay. Uh, yeah, comparison trap, not feeling enough, fixing the outside won't help if it's, yep. I think stick to your plan. Log your weight for this next 7 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, just reach out to me. Send me reach out to me if you want to get on a call or something. Enjoy the weather in Long Beach too. I know it's 80 degrees.
It's nice.
Yeah.
I'm going
Um,
outside after our call.
yeah. Going for a walk?
Yep. Yep.
Cool. Let's go. Sarah just left right before she had to. That's my Arkansas client. But I'm gonna, yeah, anyway. Claudia, Nicole. Sorry, Nicole, you want to go next?
All right, so I will commit to um just meditating, which I do. I meditate on God's word of the Bible. So just commit to some scriptures that I learned and just apply them to my life. Because I think God's word is helpful to all, but personally me. And will also accept the things that I can control and accept the things that I cannot control. Just to help me just through some of the challenges that are happening right now. So I'll commit myself to those two things and other thing. Um, continue to drink my gallon of water.
Okay. And meditating, when are you going to do it in the morning?
So I'll say in the morning, my daughter and I, we have a devotional book and we go through, she reads a devotional and then we'll pray. We'll pray for someone else and then we'll pray for ourselves. And then we'll also, let's see, and then we'll just pray about something as far as our character, according to that Bible verse. So I do those things. I just have to take it and apply it and believe it, instead of being a person that is thrown to and fro. So I have to have a mindset to say, you know what? God, you have called me to this devotional. This is the day that you have given me, and just help me through these challenges and accept the things that I can control and accept the things that I cannot. And just be convinced on that. And just be careful how I talk to myself as well.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah, that's a good one. 7 days in a row. We'll see how you feel next week. Probably something you're going to be doing for a long time.
Yes.
Claudia, what about you?
A second. Yeah, so I talked about the 5 minute meditation. I will do that for the next week. Most likely in the morning, but I think at night, sometimes at night is when I'm just kind of thinking about the next day or what happened that day. And I think it would be good to kind of just relax the mind. No, first eating. Sorry, night. He wanted a popsicle and I said no, first thing is sweet. Yeah, so that's what I'll do.
Meditating, the 5 minute meditation?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I'll commit to that too. 5 minute meditation. Boom, boom, boom. 7 days in a row. Also, I'm gonna post content again every day for the next 7 days. I haven't been doing that. Ugh. You guys don't post content, probably, right? It's so draining. Let me tell you something. Like all those people you watch on social media, like nobody actually likes posting content. It's a necessary evil. It's just why can't the clients just come to me, like find me out? No, you got to post content. You got to put yourself out there. The reason why I say it's tough is because kind of like with the let them theory, right? Like you put yourself out there and you just know that you're gonna get a bunch of it. Like you should see all the nasty emails I get back from my emails, even though I don't think I really say anything offensive, but it doesn't matter. Like no matter what you say, there's always somebody who's like, well, that's not really true. Even Mother Teresa had haters. So anyway, thank you so much for being here, guys. This was kind of like a different call, but next week we're going to talk really more about fat loss and food. But reach out if you need anything. If you watch the replay, then post in the WhatsApp group what your favorite self-help book is. So do that. Put it in the WhatsApp group. Yep. All right, guys. We'll see you guys next week. Good luck in the next 7 days, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a good night.